Intelligent System Analytic Computer is activated. All ISAC systems are confirmed online. Data scanned. Downloading files.
What's up, guys? You listen to episode 138 of SITREP Radio, giving you the news and other happenings in the world of The Division. After last week's alpha, the lads are back to discuss all the secrets. But first, my name is Mike, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, Luke.
Oh, wow, I'm first this week. Hi. Hello.
Well, yeah, I just thought I'd put you first because someone decided to join us back on the podcast this week. Welcome back, Rob.
Hello.
Full team, lads. Let's go.
Anyway, hope you boys have had an awesome week, as well as some listeners, and welcome to any new listeners of the show. Over to you, Luke.
I just want to say a quick thank you to those who have dropped by the Twitch streams this week. We're doing quite a few recently, haven't we? Division, we did the Legendary Shield for you this week, Mike. The Fang Shield. Smashed that out in 2 nights with Boris. And then plenty of R6.
Yeah, we've been having a good time playing Rainbow Six Siege as well. So obviously, huge thank you to anyone that's dropped by. Who listens to the podcast. We've had a few people drop by and say, hey, I listen to the podcast and I really enjoy it. So
should we mention the fact that last week's video on YouTube got quite a lot of views?
I think you just did.
Oh, yeah. Yay, me.
He's back, ladies and gentlemen.
Mr. Poopy Butthole, he's back.
No, we had I haven't checked it recently, but last time I checked, it was like 1,900 views.
No, it's well above that, dude.
Which last week we had 50. So, yeah. Thank you for everyone who watched. And hopefully you keep watching.
And keep disliking it as well.
Yeah. All those dislikes are great.
Keep doing it. Yeah, we're on like 2.2k, so.
What, dislikes?
Yeah.
No.
Nice. Literally everybody who's watched it's just gone, no.
Views.
No, because unfortunately, obviously the episode title probably didn't help. The other thing is I think a lot of people were looking out for secrets for the alpha, which I know we said on the intro, we will not be giving any alpha secrets away this week on the show. These boys are under NDA and the lips are sealed.
I redacted.
Really don't want to get sued by Ubisoft. Shit sounds expensive.
I mean, I can give us a quick statement. The Division 2 Alpha was redacted, but it was really, really redacted. There you go.
Hopefully we'll have some more interesting thoughts from Rob later on in the episode.
Not redacted likely.
Anyway, there's no news this week in the Division. Everything's shutting down in the world of Massive and the other studios. And that sweet big Dark Zone news that everyone was waiting for till the last minute will probably not be dropping till next year, as we've not had anything. So as it's the last week before Christmas, and I'm sure most of you would have seen a lot of posts on Reddit, or if you're in the community for the Division, the question going around, is the Division still worth buying?
Well, that all depends on the price.
Okay, that is very true. But we're not going to talk about the price just yet.
Okay, so it's kind of important. That's a major factor on whether someone should buy it.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that at the end.
Did I jump ahead? Sorry.
No, but it goes to show you don't read any notes if we had notes anyway.
No, I don't. You're right.
Rob did his usual and went early, right?
How many kids you got? Anyway.
Too many.
Okay, so first question I'm going to ask you boys, does anyone still play the game?
Yes.
I know you play it. I know I play it. I know Rob plays it. But is there still an active player base for the Division currently in the game at the minute?
Well, a couple of weeks ago, me and Boris were playing a lot of skirmish with Tinks. Shout out to Tinks and Remy and Sage from Bombshell Jackets. The American matchmaking for skirmish is not brilliant. So Tinks would sacrifice her ping to join on me or Boris to get the better matchmaking. So in Europe, it's still fairly popular. I mean, you will come up against the same players every once in a while.
That's on PC, right?
On PC, yeah.
Yeah, but let's be honest, like where the Division is actually thriving is console community, isn't it?
PS4 and Xbox.
PS4 and Xbox are doing, there's so many Facebook communities, there's Discord communities. Shout out to the Division Elite's one of the biggest Facebook groups currently running console players. I know it's mostly console players in there. I know there's quite a few PC players in there as well, but it is mostly full of like PS4 and Xbox players in there.
Yeah, I saw a post on Twitter about people still doing Rogue 29 on PlayStation, I believe.
Yeah,
like quite a few people. Like it was like a server full of people in a picture. It's quite cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of people still playing on PC. Don't get me wrong. If you go over and check out the Steam charts, you're going to see obviously the player base has dropped since what was the peak? Can you remember, Rob, on PC? It was quite a lot back in the day, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I got a feeling it's like 2 million or something like that. I can't remember, but obviously it's dropped a lot since then. And you get a lot of people go over and it's like, oh, well, the game's not doing very well on PC because nobody's playing it according to the Steam charts. Well, that doesn't actually count for all the people that have picked up the game on Uplay on PC. So you probably find it's kind of split evenly between Uplay and Steam, and there's probably
I'd say there's probably a majority of people who bought it on Uplay, if anything.
Yeah,
but we won't know that because Ubisoft don't release figures.
Disfigures.
No, I didn't say disfigures.
Oh, okay.
That would be weird.
Anyway, yes, people still play the game, and everyone is mostly still helpful and willing to help each other out. So don't be afraid to ask questions in Discord or Reddit or forums. Next question I want to ask you boys. Should someone pick up the season pass?
Absolutely.
Depends on the price.
Luke first. Why?
Because of the amount of content you would get. I mean, the game, if you were to pick up the game now, it's not short of content anyway. And as Rob rightly says, yes, price is obviously a key factor in this, but the season pass is probably worth the price just for survival alone. Like, we all know my feelings on Underground, but survival.
No, tell us, refresh our memories.
No, I'd rather not. But survival.
Please, I'd like a Luke rant, please.
Right, Underground's hot garbage, but survival is probably worth the price all on its own, and then you get Last Stand thrown in as well, and you get the supply drops for season pass holders, and you get the vanity items for season pass holders. So yeah, I would say definitely worth it.
Rob,
what?
You were discussing about price of the season pass.
Well, yeah, if it's a decent value, I would say yeah. But at this point, if you haven't already got it, then you're probably not going to buy it.
I think it definitely depends on price, but if you're thinking about picking up the season pass, definitely go pick it up when it's on sale. Something, you've just had Black Friday sales. There's a Christmas sale going on at the minute. We'll talk about it a little bit more towards the end. I think one of the unfortunate things that it does kind of feel like they're trying to counteract with the Division 2, and I know there's a season pass coming up with the Division 2, but obviously there's going to be free content, which hopefully isn't going to split the player base. I do feel like that is something that does happen with the current season pass, and we're just over 3 months till release now. I honest to God just wish Ubisoft would be like, give the DLC away for free. I think you would pull so many players in just before the release of the Division 2, just on the fact that survival would be free. Think how many people turned up.
I'd make Boris very happy.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, how many people turned up to the free weekends? There was a load of people that would always turn up.
Because we've played the demo at Gamescom, and obviously a lot of other people have played it at various other game expos around the world during the summer and what have you. Do you think they've decided not to make the season pass content free because they don't want to pull players into the game, because the Division 2 is so different.
But is it that different?
It's pretty different.
It's the Division brand at the end of the day. You would want...
I get that. I'm just, like, from gameplay and mechanics and that, from the 15-minute demo that we know about, how important cover is. How obviously all the healing is completely and utterly different.
I think it would prepare people enough with getting ideas for builds, the types of content you would be running. Obviously, the AI in it is pretty damn good compared to some other games, and just kind of having those insights before you jump into the Division 2 would be a huge boost, because somebody coming in from outside the division is going to be like, what the hell am I looking at? At least if you go into the Division 2 with some, like we're going to have some kind of idea of what we're going to be doing with the Division 2 to a degree, because we've played the Division 1. And I think that's good. But you also get situations where, for example, Battlefield 5 comes out and it's just released pretty much the whole of the previous content DLC wise for Battlefield 1.
Yeah.
For free. And that they do that because it's like, hey, we've got another game coming out. Come check out the previous game before you jump into Battlefield 5.
Yeah.
Is that on PC or is that on console as well?
I think they were giving it away on both, but don't quote me on that.
I agree with you where the Division's concerned. I was just pointing it out there because I can't think of any legitimate reason why they wouldn't give it away. The only thing, as I said to you on stream last night, was that it's probably too late to now give it away. Like 3 months, they're probably not going to get the player return that you would have had if you'd have done it when we said it 2, 3, 4, 6 months ago, whenever we first said, come on, now's the time to give it away.
I think it would get a lot of people back on board that were on the fence with the Division on first launch. Like, if you picked up the Division on first launch, maybe it's sat on your shelf and you got an email, because most people are connected through emails to Uplay with their PlayStation or PC or Xbox accounts.
No.
I think it would be a case of, oh, cool. I've got all this DLC for free now. And you're more likely to jump in at that point because of that.
Yeah, you want to try the new shit out, wouldn't you? So
plus the amount of people on Reddit now going, hey, is it worth buying the season pass? Yes, it is worth buying the season pass. The other question is, do you need...
on price.
Yeah, depending on price. But do you need the season pass to play the Division?
No.
No, you don't need it. It's just...
If you're into PvP, it's a good idea. But no, if you just want to play a game, then no.
No, it's not necessary outside of the base game. But like we said, you would be missing out on some real interesting areas of the game. Survival, skirmish. I still think Resistance is pretty good. I understand it gets boring for people.
You get those for free anyway, dude.
Thing is, if you're...
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah.
If you're a PvP person, then yes, it is probably a good idea to get the season pass. But if you're not, then just buy Underground. Although...
Or just buy Survival.
Yeah, but that's PvP as well.
What is PvE?
No, there's a PvP mode, Mike.
Yeah, but I'm just saying there's PvE as well. You're making it sound like there's just one mode for it.
No, but yeah. I've always seen survival games as PvP games. I don't know.
It is the best version. Like, even if you don't necessarily want to PvP, do the PvP version because there's less people in it. So you've got
at the minute there is.
Yeah, you've got more chance of getting the loot, and even if you don't kill anybody else, other people will kill people for you, meaning there's more loot available as well. So
I play. Yeah, you were right. I don't know why I said Skirmish from Resistance. You had to.
You meant
hate for that.
Last Stand, didn't you?
I meant Last Stand. But also, there's like incursions tied to the DLCs in the game, like Falcon's Lost. Was it Falcon's Lost?
Definitely not Falcon's Lost.
No, it's Clear Sky and Dragon's Nest.
Oh, good old Dragon's Nest.
Yeah. Survival obviously is one of the best game modes that the Division has to offer, and I still think that is what the game was ideally looking to be on launch, on original first inception. it's worth picking. I honestly think Survival's worth picking up. It would be awesome as a standalone game. I think it stands on its own 2 feet. The only problem I have with Survival is this should have been more updates to it. I think that would have been good. And I still think it's something we've discussed here time after time is it should have been like first man to extract and then game over. That would have been a fight to the finish.
We have theory crafted
survival to death
a lot.
Yeah.
But I agree with the fact that it could be its own game. And because then it would see updates like consistently, which would have been cool.
Okay, Dark Zone. Do you think the Dark Zone is unfair and broken?
No.
Um,
Did you want a more in-depth answer than that?
Yes.
Well, tough.
Unfair, yes. Broken, no.
Some people would disagree with that due to this Rogue 2.0.
Yeah, but some people have been saying the Dark Zone's been broken since day 2, so they can shut up.
Yeah, it's definitely unfair, and it's not as good as it could be.
Yeah,
but I think there's definitely potential for it to be built on. Obviously, in the Division 2. Rob,
it's not perfect.
No, it's not at all perfect. When you've got like chicken dancing, you've got 8-man squads, you've got people just going rogue and jumping on each other.
I think
the nature.
Go on, Rob. No, go on, Rob.
You go. The nature of it is you're always going to piss someone off.
Yeah.
So someone's always going to have an opinion that's going to be like, no, the Dark Zone shit, go away. But then if you love it, you're in there every day.
Yeah, I agree. I think it can be toxic. I don't know if you agree, guys.
It's Marmite. It's Marmite.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not. I think the Dark Zone can lead to a lot of toxicity, depending, obviously, who you're playing against or stuff like that. Because you see some of the videos on YouTube and the people actually playing the game. It is pretty toxic. Some of the stuff people put out there from the Dark Zone and how people talk to each other. So it's unfortunate that that type of game mode does attract those sorts of players. But I guess that's just the Dark Zone in general.
It's not just the Dark Zone in general. I think it's PvP in general, isn't it? It's like, I killed you, so I'm going to flex my EP in a little bit. And then the Dark Zone brings out...
what did you just say?
Flex my EP.
EP. Is that electric penis?
Yes.
Okay. Can we have a moment of silence, please?
Rob looks like he's struggling with that.
I think the main thing with the Dark Zone, though, is...
Picture an EP.
Don't picture it too... Never mind.
I think...
Oh, dear.
I think the main problem with the Dark Zone is obviously the risk versus reward was really good at one point, and that's why the rogue system's kind of shut the hell at the minute.
That's not the rogue.
It's gone.
That's not the rogue the rogue mechanics' fault. That's the loot's fault. If the loot wasn't so readily available, it would be more dangerous to go in the Dark Zone, to be running around with loot in your backpack, because somebody better than you is always potentially around the next corner. It's like if you go back to the Dark Zone in 1.3, yes, it was massively unfair because of the sentry shotgunners and all that sort of bullshit that went with it. But you would have people in your 4-man squad not telling you what loot they'd got in their own backpack because it was so fucking rare to find what they found. Nowadays, it's just, oh, look, another exotic, or, oh, look, another
Golden Rhino,
yeah, or whatever.
But like, what destroyed that may have destroyed the Dark Zone, but it made the rest of the game a whole lot better. You can't.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Yeah, but
so there's swings and roundabouts.
Not in the Division, dude. Not in the Division.
Yeah, there is. There's parks in the Division.
Is there Rex?
Swings and roundabouts?
Is there Rex though?
Rex.
Yeah. Parks and Rex.
Oh,
come on, Rob.
Come on, Rob. I know you're drinking, dude, but come on. What I was trying to get to was the fact that risk versus reward has like obviously taken a back seat recently, hasn't it? Like it's not a thing anymore. Yeah, back in the day, it was more of a thing. Which I think that is one of the downsides with the Division at the minute, is the fact that to go rogue is just a general part of going like the Dark Zone now. Whereas, the early days of the Division and walking around the Dark Zone, it was like, shit, that dude's gone rogue. Do we run away from him or do we fight him? Whereas now, most people would go and chase those people and try and kill them. Because that's the fun of the Dark Zone. That's why we go in there.
There's 3 things that got rid of the tension in the Dark Zone. There was the loot that I've already mentioned. There's the server popularity. Because now you could go rogue and you could literally be sat in the same space for 90 seconds till your rogue timer runs out and nobody will come and bother you because there's nobody in the servers. And that ties into the third one because, the game's 3 years old. So people have either moved on or they've got everything, which you're going to get when you've been playing the game that long, and it just doesn't matter anymore. That's not necessarily the game's fault. No. It's just the nature of a gaming cycle, isn't it? So
it's the life cycle of the game.
Exactly. You can't plan for that shit.
No, at all.
But that was one of the best things about the Dark Zone is the fact that you can't plan the Dark Zone. You don't know how things are going to plan out every night you go in there. You can go in there and have some freaking awesome nights, and then you go in there and there's nothing. You have to change servers or whatever.
It had its own evolution, didn't it? It was kind of, it was good.
Fingers crossed for the Division 2. I will say it is still fun to go rogue or chase rogues down with a good bunch of people. I think that for me is really what made the Dark Zone. Running up and down between DZ1 and DZ6 with you boys has been a lot of fun. And I think it's been some of the best times that I've had in this game. So Dark Zone is a lot of fun, but beware, you will get fucked over. Even by your own friends. Just saying.
Looking at me.
That time Luke's cut the rope. Okay, is playing with other people in this game fun?
No.
Depends who your friends are.
I was just going to say it depends who the friends are, yeah.
Okay, can you play this game solo? As a solo player, casual?
Definitely.
I would say the state of the game now, you definitely can. Back in 1.1, 1.3 days, you couldn't.
You could. It was just really, 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 really difficult.
Really grindy as well. But solo, people have done some insane shit in this game. Like, people have completed the legendaries on their own.
Yeah.
I remember people doing Incursion solo as well. And the game, obviously, at the minute, caters for solo players by increasing difficulty when other agents join the team or vice versa. So don't be scared to play solo or matchmate, even if things...
That's a credit to their scaling.
Which was added in 1.4.
Was it? Was that not a thing from 1.0?
No, dude.
Holy shit.
It was like 1.3, 1.4. Things got changed completely. Luke.
Hi.
Is the lore amazing?
I feel it is. There are quite a few open-ended stories that may or may not get finished in the second game. We don't know yet. But I feel it is. Some people would disagree with me, but I know people like Tinks from Bombshell Jackets, again, and a lot of other people in the community on Discord and Twitter just go mental for the lore, and they're already lapping up the lore for the second game because you've got the first Dark Horse comic available for pre-order. I've seen a few people posting that they've pre-ordered that, and you've also got news coming out recently of the new Alex Irvine novel that's tied to the second game. So,
and then obviously we've got James Swallow's book coming out as well soon.
Does he?
You have to ask him. Hit him up on Twitter.
Wow.
I think you have to separate them though. I think the story itself for the Division has some very interesting elements, but the story that we actually get in the game is nowhere near as good as the lore that is scattered around Manhattan.
Yeah, and that's one of the criticisms I've had of the game before, that if you want to fully understand everything that's going on, you need to have the game and the book, and be willing to sink the time into finding all the collectibles, because there's some like hidden gems in all the phone recordings and whatever else that you pick up when you collecting the all the collectibles from the, when you're clearing your map out. So they could have done it better, but saying that, I for one really enjoyed getting all the collectibles in the map and clearing the map off. I sunk hours into that.
I think they did a really good job, because like if you don't give a shit about the lore, you can just go, nah, not doing that. And then if you're really into it, you can You've got something to achieve.
Yeah, my only criticism was
enjoy.
my only criticism of it was that if you wanted to fully immerse yourself in it as a lore fiend that I am for a game that I really enjoy, like games that I'm not bothered about, I wouldn't give a shit about. But something like The Division that I wanted to sink, months of my life into, it didn't force me to, but it almost forced me to go and spend extra money for third-party resources, i.e. what was the Alex Erdine first novel called, Mike? New York Collapse.
Yeah.
Because there's stories in there that link to stuff in the game and then other echoes and tape recordings and stuff. So
I still haven't read it.
Shame.
Yeah, I'm ringing my shame bell.
Shame.
Well, Mike was supposed to lend it to me.
That was about 2 years ago.
It was, and he never brought it into work.
Yeah. Rob, what do you think about story versus lore?
Like I just said, I think they've done a good job of doing it, because if you're looking for lore, you can literally look for it, and it's there. But again, you could literally skim over it and not learn anything about the game. Just play the game for fun.
Yeah,
which a lot of people do.
Yeah, I mean, as we've been back playing it tonight, not tonight, after the show probably, but as we've been obviously back playing it over the past couple of weeks, I've picked up Diablo, and I've just been playing that, and it's.
Sorry, how do you say Diablo?
Diablo. I don't care, Rob. Your feedback doesn't count.
While we're on feedback,
no, that's not sidetrack. You can do that at the
on
end.
last week's episode. You were talking about Destiny 1.
Can we not sidetrack? Can we just do that at the end?
No, I'm doing it now. I've decided. Luke, you were correct. It was a PS3 game.
It doesn't count if I didn't play it on PS3, dude.
Yeah, but you bought it for my son. You bought
I forget. Doesn't matter, dude.
The Taken King edition for my son for his birthday.
What you should say is thank you.
On PS3.
I'm quite proud of myself getting something right about that game.
Yeah. I felt like I needed to correct Mike on that.
Thank you, Rob.
Standard.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Rob. Okay, next up, should you pick up
a verbal fuck you?
Should you pick up the collectibles for The Division?
Oh, I don't, because I'm still really salty that I haven't got the first fucking statue. It really pisses me off.
I've got the agent statue, and it's freaking awesome. I wish I had the watch, and I wish I'd thought about picking up was it the agent edition, special edition on launch, and I never did. So I wish I'd got that.
If you have a place in your house that is good for displaying lots of stuff, then yeah, I'd say go get it. Get all that stuff. If you don't, then don't.
Okay, deep insights there, Rob. Thanks.
Sorry, I was. You asked a question. I was just saying.
Okay, so follow-up question to that: are you looking forward to buying any collectibles for The Division 2?
No, no.
Yes.
It's actually strange because Rob bought a lot of Destiny collectibles. Just saying.
I didn't.
You did.
You've even shown me some of your Destiny collectibles, Rob. I'm not going to accuse you of a lot.
Okay, I did buy the Stress Toy engrams, but that's it. The rest was all bought as gifts.
Gifts.
Oh, okay.
The sweet gifts.
If somebody else is paying for them, then that's fine, I suppose. I mean, it's all good anyway. If you want to buy them, buy them. I don't mind. But yeah, collectibles for the second one. Hell yeah. I've pre-ordered the Dark Zone edition. I want my statue.
Hey, man.
I'm getting my statue this time.
You still need to pick the first one up.
I know I do. I just said I do.
Luke.
Have you got somewhere to put them?
Fuck yeah, I do.
Up your ass.
No.
Where? Where are you going to put them? On your mantelpiece?
I don't have a mantelpiece.
You need both, dude, because
you need to build a fucking mantelpiece.
I know I need both. Stop telling me what I already know. I opened my answer by saying
you need both. You need both statues.
Just saying. Yeah, you need both
to put them on.
Yeah, you need both agent statues, so you can have one on either side of your mantelpiece.
What a weird word, mantle.
Really?
Rob, how's your mantle?
All right.
I'd like to apologise to anybody listening to this podcast this week.
Why?
Because you two have been arseholes.
Because you don't have a mantle.
Everyone's
listening to the podcast. Why hasn't Luke got a fucking mantle?
Right, mantelpiece goes above the fire, right? I don't have a fire.
Okay, so if you are listening to this podcast and you have a mantelpiece, please send it to SITREP Radio Luke.
Do not send me pictures of your mantelpiece.
And I will reiterate.
Did a different way.
Yeah, I was going to say reiterate. Mantelpiece, not your codpiece.
SITRadiopod@gmail.com. Pictures are welcome.
I'm so glad I don't have the logins to that email address.
I don't think either of us have.
Send them to @Hamish. Okay, one of the best things in this game is the end game. What do you guys think about it?
It's a good question, Mike.
Luke's just like sat there looking at me. Okay, I'll explain what end game means to me for the Division. For me, it means the gear and loot you pick up and put together to build various builds, whether it's DPS, tank, or healer. For me, this is the reason we play the game. For all the spreadsheets that people have put together for stats, talents, damage. This is what the Division comes down to, and it's one of the best aspects of the game. And it's how many times have we spent hours in the terminal tweaking our builds on the calibration station or
Urination station. So you're saying the carrot on the stick is your own game?
Yeah.
I think I would have to agree. But then also the challenging activities like legendaries, incursions.
Yeah.
Just the sheer variety too. You can log in and do easy PvE stuff, difficult PvE stuff, really fucking hard PvE stuff.
Terrible PvE stuff.
This terrible PvE stuff. You've got all the PvP stuff that might or might not be your chosen content.
I feel like PvP is like what you do once you get bored of all that.
Disagree, but you're welcome to your opinion.
Well, that's the way I play games.
But for a game that we've sunk months and months and months of our life into, I'm not
3 years almost.
Well, no, I meant in like cumulative playtime. But I'm not going to sit here and say that the end game is perfect because I'd just be lying. But it's fucking addictive.
I would say the end game now is obviously the best place it's ever been in the life cycle of the game because of the amount of content, because of the amount of gear sets, builds, weapons that you can put together currently. Not all of them put together might be very good. Firegrass, please come back, dude. Please.
No.
And Vector.
It was never good.
G36?
That was only good because it was OP.
It was good for about a week.
Yeah, that's why it was good. I think it was a bit longer than a week, but
We're going to have.
obviously the Division is in one of the best places it has been in its life cycle, and the end game is the best at the minute. And yeah, it's one of the best things about the game. It's the whole point of gearing up, looting up. I've already said it, so I'm not going to repeat it again. But
We kind of covered it.
But that's why we've been playing it so long, though, isn't it? You know, if it was a shit end game, would you just moved on to something else? So
I would love to know what the average hourly, like the maximum hours people have played in the game.
it's a
over
lot.
the last 3 years, like the average, not the highest, because obviously it's 3,000 hours, silly numbers for like streamers and stuff. But
Well, not even streamers, like
the average
normal
Joe,
people.
yeah, the average Joe, how much hours they put into the game, and that itself, that stat would speak like loads. That would like tell a story itself, wouldn't it?
Well, there's people like I've put 3,000, 4,000 hours into this game. That's insane. There's people who have put like 2,000-3,000 hours into it and then switched to a different platform and done maybe half as much again.
Boris.
Okay, lastly, the Division community, is it dead?
hell no.
Okay, so the community might be small, but obviously there's still a lot of people all over the Reddit pages, YouTubes, people making build videos, discussions, gameplay. You've got podcasters. Did I say that right? Shout outs to obviously Bombshell Jackets, Born Diesel. You've got the cosplayers, artists.
Podcasters.
Yeah, podcasters. That have continued to support the Division through its life cycle and made sure it's thrived through its dark times. And shout out to all those people that lived through 1.3. I still can't believe they didn't put a t-shirt out for that. No, you shouldn't just wait for the Division 2, but for those people coming to the Division the first time, there's a lot of awesome people in the Division community that are always willing to help. And the Reddit, I'll be honest, is in the best place it's been in a long time currently, obviously due to the amount of people still playing the game and checking the forums and stuff like that. I'm going to be honest, I expect that to change in 3 months' time.
Well, no, community managers will be on point, so have been for the last year.
Yeah.
So
Shout out to Joker Unique and all the people over at the Division Reddit.
Well, I don't just mean them. I mean the Ubisoft ones as well.
Yeah, the Ubisoft forums as well. Because you got Johan, Ampercamp, and Petter who all post over there and stuff. But the Division community is not dead. You would be surprised. I'll be honest, I can't believe how much cosplay goes on in our community, and the varied places that people do it. It's all over the world. We've had people listen to our podcast, for example, in Brazil. We've been messaged about it, and that's holy shit, someone in Brazil is listening to our show. So thank you. Finally, please help me answer this question. Should you buy it?
Depends on the price.
Knowing what the price is on the Uplay Store at the moment, then fuck yes.
Yeah, if you're playing on PC and you want a game to play that's fun and you want to spend thousands of hours playing another game, do it, because it's what someone said, under £10.
It's £6.30. I'm pretty sure on PC in the minute.
Yeah, but for the gold edition,
£6.30 for the base edition of the game, £11.25 for the gold edition of the game, which includes the season pass. That doesn't include the 20% discount you can get from the Uplay Store by using some Uplay points. Yeah,
for hours, thousands of hours of gameplay. If you play on PlayStation, on the other hand,
or Xbox,
I don't know how much it costs on Xbox, but it's £72 for the gold edition, which probably is about $80, $90. It's not worth it. In my eyes, that's not worth it.
No,
that's more than I paid when I bought it 3 years ago,
and that was a physical copy.
Yeah.
I do know that Xbox actually has the Division as part of the Xbox Pass at the minute, so you can actually get that for free. And
so you just have to buy the season pass.
Yeah, just buy the season pass if it's on offer. There will probably be some deals across the next couple of weeks because of the holidays. So if you do get a chance, go pick it up or buy it for a friend. If it drops that much in price, buy it for a friend. Help them get the season pass and that.
The different platforms seem to stagger the sales anyway, don't they? I don't remember it being on sale on PlayStation and on PC at the same time. They seem to
No.
It always seems to be on sale at the moment, but just in different places. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure over Black Friday, the prices on console dropped, and then PC was still normal priced. Yeah, PC's you can pick up the Division for £6.30. That is insane. On PC, Yes, you should buy it. It is fun. I know we're I was going to say we're a little bit biased. Would you say, boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, but as Rob said at the very start of the conversation, as we said throughout, it depends on the price. If we were trying to sit here and say, pay £40 for this game that's only going to last, quote unquote, only going to last for 3 months until the sequel comes out.
That's not being honest.
That's not being honest, no. But for £6.30, or if you want to get the season pass for, let's call it £12, fuck it. What else can you buy nowadays for £12? 3 pints? Kebab?
I don't know. I don't drink that much nowadays. So. Rob?
Definitely
How
not
many-
3 pints and a kebab.
I was going to say, how
Definitely
many
not,
bottles of
yeah.
wine is that?
That's like 2 bottles of wine. Good bottles of wine. Or one really, really good bottle of wine.
From Lidl's, right?
No. Lidl's is cheap.
Yeah, but that's like their high-end market, isn't it?
What, Lidl's?
Yeah.
Is there
No.
is there a high end to Lidl's?
No, I don't think there is. Well, maybe around the back. No? No one's going to laugh at that? Okay.
What?
Fuck you. Questions?
Yeah.
Can you stop drawing on the notes? It's really distracting.
You should see last week's notes.
I did.
Yeah. Okay, Rob, I'm going to put your questions first. You've apparently got some feedback for the show last week.
No, I already did that, dude.
Oh, it's so nice of you to interject halfway through a show, but thank you for your feedback, Rob.
You're welcome.
If you do want to send any feedback, please send them to our email address, Twitter, or you can find us over on Discord, which I'm sure Rob will read out towards the end. Okay, first question comes from Seamaster at GMT. Would you be willing to talk a little bit about the Ubisoft employee versus PewDiePie thing? And what do you guys think? Did you guys hear about this at all?
I know literally nothing about this, to be honest.
I'm going to be honest, I don't really know that much about it. All I know is apparently a Ubisoft employee called out PewDiePie for doing something or other that PewDiePie does or seems to be doing every other week, and basically asked a AAA publisher to shut him down because of it. Obviously, as a Ubisoft employee, that's their reputation, if you know what I mean. It's like an extension of their reputation. So I think if you're not happy with something like that, I think freedom of speech to say what the hell you want is fine. But then asking a AAA publisher to interject on that as well is probably not the best thing in the world. But they didn't get fired at the end of the day. So there was a load of rumors going around they got fired and they didn't. So
I bet you had a stern talking to.
It was a she.
She, sorry.
He's a famous YouTuber. I thought you would have known about that. Anyway,
I know his name. I've never watched a single video of his. But like I say, I don't know what the whole debate or fallout or any of this was.
I don't know. So. There's a load of stuff like where he's talking about Nazis and supporting people that do fucked up shit. I don't know.
In the douchebag-ometer, where does he rate compared to people like Jake Paul?
Probably quite high.
Pass.
Okay.
I don't know. Like I said, I know very little.
Does he have a top knot? And does he vape?
Dude, that's kind of... I mean, you might have a top knot after Christmas, so, I mean, what were we going to do about you?
Call me a douchebag.
If you turn up to one of these podcasts and you've got a top knot,
oh, do it, dude.
I'm going to stop recording on the spot.
Look at that smile on his face.
Drive down
Jump
to my
in my
house
car
and
cut it off, yeah.
Okay, Rob.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Bori has asked us a quick question. What would you guys ask for Santa for Christmas? And then he goes on and says, have another great episode, boys. Love you guys. Xavier loves you guys too.
Aww.
Thank
you. Go.
And then he goes, long-winded question. This is his second question. So a two-parter, I guess. How much R6 Siege Pro League do I need to watch to become a pro for military gaming, for the MLG gaming league?
I'm going to pass that second question over to Luke. I feel like he can answer that pretty clearly on the behalf of all of us.
Boris, there aren't enough hours in the day, days in the week, weeks in the month, months in the years for you to watch enough Pro League to be good at Siege. Leave it alone, dude.
Brutal.
Okay, Rob, what have you asked Santa for Christmas?
I kind of already bought it. I bought myself a new headphones.
Wait, the headphones that you're wearing right now?
Yeah.
It's not Christmas. If you asked Santa for them, why have you got them?
I asked Santa for some money so I could buy these headphones, So he's going to reimburse me the credit I used to buy them.
Is Santa very by any chance?
No, you can't buy these headphones. I'm very.
Luke, what would you ask, or what have you asked?
Spoiler alert: Santa's not real, so I haven't asked him for anything.
Fucking hell, dude!
That is a huge spoiler.
There might be kids who listen to this, even though I just said "fucking hell, dude."
You son of a!
And
You son of a bitch!
We usually drop the C word out at least
every
once a week.
child's dream.
No, I technically haven't asked Santa for anything this year.
I heard you ask for another dog.
No, I definitely didn't ask for a fucking other dog.
What did I ask for? Nothing.
See?
Sweet gains.
Sweet gains. Peanut butter. A big tub of peanut
More
butter.
time at the gym.
Yes. More time away from you.
More time with Uncle Jim.
More time. Don't do that. It's creepy as fuck.
So's Uncle Jim.
I don't have an Uncle Jim. So if there's anything you want to get off your chest now, Rob, now is the time and place. We're all comfortable and friends. Show us on the doll where he touched you.
Joke, dude. You obviously didn't get it. It's fine.
Oh, no, I got it.
Yeah, you did.
Luke, I believe the next question is for you.
I don't believe this is actually a question.
It's a long one.
It's quite long-winded
Whatever it
from
is.
Stone Mills G in our Discord. He listened to episode 137 only recently and thanked us for answering his question, and found it interesting listening to the different opinions of said question. He also wants to talk about the alpha, which I'm loath to do so that I don't get sued.
Mike can talk about it.
Yeah, Mike can talk about the alpha all he wants to.
Well, he basically goes on to say, I can't, when he got invited to the alpha, when Marco and Wids obviously got invited to the alpha and to the media event that was going on the other week, he says, I can't explain how happy I was when I saw Marco's tweet that he was going to test the game. To be honest, it was almost a relief. I trust these guys' opinion, and to say that I've never personally had an experience in a game like this where devs keep working on the games, obviously because it's a live game. So from the start, I've never doubted that I will be pre-ordering the Division 2. I think that's something that we definitely share in common, is the fact that, for all its problems that the Division 1's had, they've worked to a degree tirelessly to try and fix it. And if there is any issues with the Division 2, we can kind of foresee that they will be ironed out. He goes on to say, if there is one thing Massive has showed, it's that they will continue working on the Division 2. So even if it is a mess, I will keep it and I will keep playing it because it will become even better. Of that, I'm sure. My only worry is what version to pre-order. I hate wasting money and I don't want to go for the gold version, as it's still not clear what it will be bundled with. Is it just the 7 days early access I get, or will there be other missions and stuff included, or will I be missing out going for the standard edition? It just isn't very clear. And like Luke said before, I think the vanity items will not last long, and the game will be filled with vanity items as we go along. I just want a clear message of what I will get with each version I pre-order, not a cryptic extra activities and some extra stash space.
I wouldn't worry about that sort of thing when it comes to pre-ordering, because whatever is an advantage, they will have for sale afterwards anyway.
I'm going to be honest, in most games, anything you pre-order or get included in pre-order as vanity or weapons is never worth it in the end. It's never worth it. I've pre-ordered
some
games
people
before,
like that. Some people like having that.
but I don't think you're missing out.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. Is if you're not worried about the vanity shit, then just get whatever you can afford. Because whatever, any advantage in game, any pay to win stuff sort of thing is going to be available for you after the fact anyway.
Yeah, I definitely agree with, like, there's not a very clear message. I understand, they've put out a chart of what you can buy and this and that. And obviously we don't know what's coming in the season pass. We know there's free content. Where it's like me and Luke have pre-ordered the Dark Zone edition because I want that other statue. Luke, have you got that statue yet?
It's on its way.
What, the first one?
Negative.
So you still got the other statue to get. That's what I want. My only issue with that is I don't understand why the season pass. I would have paid more money for the season pass to be included with it.
Whereas I pre-ordered the Ultimate Edition, which came with everything in-game and none of the extra physical bullshit.
Yeah.
That's how I read Stone Mills' question, though. That he doesn't. Nobody knows what the season pass or whatever they've called it this time around is for. Because if all the DLC is free, what's the season pass for? So by not giving a clear explanation of what the season pass is, and you two are sat here shrugging your shoulders, I haven't got a fucking clue what it's for. So by not giving a clear explanation for that, there is the potential that he is missing out on something by not including the season pass in whichever version he orders. However, if the DLC is free, it's highly likely that it is just vanity items and stuff that we don't necessarily need.
I think it really depends what the content is that's free, because we know episodes is free, and that could be continued story content.
The raids are free too.
And the raid, obviously. But you might have to pay for PvP expansions. There might be another survival from, like, everyone's speculating, oh, there's going to be another survival mode. You just don't know at this point. I'm willing to buy a season pass to help support the game over the next 3 years. I've said this before. We would pay, to some extent, a subscription. It's what World of Warcraft would do, as long as the game gets continually updated and then we get additional content and expansions along the way. But I definitely understand that it isn't clear at the minute. And the whole thing between stash space and the extra activities just being, this is what it is, roughly needs to be sorted and addressed before the release, which I'm sure it will. And we've got 3 months to go. So I'm hoping they go over that a little bit better than in that first announcement. Okay. This question comes from it's not a question. Feedback comes from Captain Karg. Shout out to Kevin. Social media has always been the perfect place for attention-seeking people. This kind of behavior is typical but harmless as long as you deal with it like a grown-up. Obviously, he's referring to last week's episode where shit kind of hit the fan. Rant. Yeah.
Did I? Was it a rant, or was it just me talking a bit of sense and maturity for a change?
He definitely ran it. It was great. I enjoyed it immensely.
I enjoyed it, but when I think back on maybe how we approached it probably wasn't the best with regards to, like, obviously there was a lot of shit in the community and people just like shouting at each other and just a lot of toxicity.
You mean you just added to the salt?
Yeah, we probably did a little bit, and maybe we shouldn't have done that so much with respect to...
See, I didn't hear it like that. I heard it like, it was like, shut up, fool. Stop being stupid, sort of thing.
I think I'd prefer that to be the way it came across, but I think after I thought about it, it was more like we kind of came in hot and like, why the fuck are people arguing about it and stuff like that? And maybe that's just my perception of, reflecting on it.
I definitely meant it in the shut up fool way.
But I think
that's the way it came across.
It's fine having those conversations. It's just, obviously, it's being respectful at the end of the day.
Do we want to talk about the people being naughty and releasing content from the alpha then? And tell them to...
Let's not even give them the time of day.
Shut up, fool, too. Okay.
Dude, what the fuck are we going to talk about next week? That's next week's podcast.
Oh, dude.
Spoiler alerts.
Last minute question just come in from Wigan84. And he says, cranberry or no cranberry? Just in time for the holidays.
No cranberry.
On what? On turkey?
I've assumed on your Christmas dinner, yeah.
On your cereal, you fucking idiot.
Well, I'm partial to some cranberry on toast.
What about on your sandwich?
Depends what else is on your sandwich, surely.
Oh, and sandwich. Mike, don't talk about sandwich.
You can't have cranberry sauce on a cheese sandwich, can you? That's
guys,
just
tell you what,
by the way, you guys were really harsh last week about Elvin's sandwich.
He didn't make one though.
fuck Elvin's sandwich.
Well, don't fuck his
It's
sandwich,
probably got
mate.
cranberry on it. I don't like cranberry.
I'm pretty sure the garnish was salty tears of the community, wasn't it?
As ever.
Anyway, we've been SITREP
Whoa. Stop right there.
That's my job.
Do you want cranberry?
I don't mind, yeah.
I don't mind, yes.
I'm easy like that. I'm not.
If it's in the fridge, I'll have some, you know? I wouldn't go out of my way to buy it, but if it's there, I'll eat it. That's the same goes for anything, though, really.
What, you? Yeah. You just fucking eat anything. I don't know.
Within reason. Definitely sandwiches.
What about sweet jalapeno covered burgers?
Definitely.
Pizza.
Regret it for about a week.
I don't think we can keep using that anymore, Luke. It's starting to get
that
old.
joke is getting old.
Is it, though? I feel like we could run that joke till Division 2 comes out.
Well, if that's the cutoff point, you've only got 3 months left to do it. So get as many in as you can. Shout out to Boris.
Love you, dude.
Roberts,
Yeah,
can you tell the listeners where they can find us?
maybe. You can find us over at SITREP Radio on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, as well as our personal accounts. Send any questions or feedback to the show at sitrepradiopod@gmail.com. Or you can find us on the Discord. The link's in the show notes. We want to hear your thoughts on the news and topics we cover in the show, so please leave a comment and join the discussion in those places. Luke?
Please leave a review of the show using the podcast app of your choice. We really do enjoy reading all your feedback. It's usually excellent. Thank you very much. And at the end of the day, it does actually help other people to find our show. If you are brave or stupid enough to listen all the way to the very end of the show, you will hear all the juicy details about the other awesome shows that are available on the Mash Those Buttons network. Thank you.
We do live stream as often as we can, so if you're interested in dropping by and chatting with us whilst we play the Division and some other great games, you can find us over at twitch.tv/SITREP Radio. We have been SITREP Radio. Thank you very much for listening, agents, and have an awesome holiday. We'll catch you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for choosing a Mash Those Buttons podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you'd like to subscribe to one of our shows, you can find us on multiple podcast platforms across iOS and Android. Just search for the show on a podcatcher like Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts and hit subscribe. If you can't find us on your favorite podcast platform of choice, just go right to the mashthosebuttons.com website, grab the RSS feed, and put it into your podcatcher of choice. If you want to check out some other podcasts you may enjoy, you should check out mashthosebuttons.com/shows. For World of Warcraft fans, we have 2 podcasts, WoW Talk, which is our news and community podcast, and The Torn and the Goblin, which is our lore and story podcast. If you enjoy Overwatch, make sure to check out Watchpoint Radio to keep up with the latest on Overwatch and its community. If you enjoy fighting games, make sure you check out Double Tap for the latest in the FGC. If you're a fan of The Division or looking forward to The Division 2, make sure you check out SITREP Radio. If you want to keep up with the latest at Mash Those Buttons, you can follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/mtbsite, facebook.com/mashthosebuttons, and youtube.com/mashthosebuttons. We'd also like to have you join our Discord community, so just go to discord.me/mashthosebuttons and join us for a chat. Once again, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time. You're listening to a Mash Those Buttons podcast. Visit mashthosebuttons.com for a full podcast schedule.
Cargo secured. Extraction